Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Guys, we have a special guest with us today. It's Brother GED. Sisters, no, I don't speak. This is like, it's too much fun. I'm not got it in the house.
I think you're the only one saying that.
Huh?
Inshallah. I appreciate the effort.
I promise you're gonna get emails. Missy session. Brother GED's still single.
I appreciate that.
He's still single.
I think it's you sending it under different names, isn't it? So, I don't know. I appreciate the uplift.
His self-esteem is low for some reason. I don't know why, but wherever we go, sisters always asking, is his brother single? I don't know why he's still single. We have a joke. We say he's already married with 4 wives and 10 kids because he keeps it so,
Allah.
How is he not married? That's the point. How is he not married? But anyway, inshallah, we've got a session today, and Brother GED is the one who's going to be, inshallah ta'ala, joining me, hoping to advise the sister who emailed him. Okay? So, this is a bit of a complicated situation. I don't know, you seem to feel like it's a simple situation.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. I don't know. When I read this, I was like, okay, I know what to respond. And then she kind of cancelled out what my response would be by what she said next. So basically, look, the sister mentions that she's a young sister. She's been practicing for about 24 years. Sorry, she's 24 years old. She's been practicing for about 5 years. Practicing for about 5 years. And basically, when she started practicing, she was going in, praying tahajjud, reading Quran, attending talks. But she's saying now she's at that stage where, she's left behind all of or at least the majority of the sins that she would do in her life. But she still can't find happiness. Because, when people start practicing, they found joy. You find that sweetness of iman, halawatul iman. That ladha that you find in just having that relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and that closeness to the deen. But she thinks she didn't find that. Okay, so what she says next is a bit deep. She goes, I don't seek to read Quran. I don't want to pray. I'm not interested in marriage. And whenever I find someone, it doesn't go well. They always seem to have a disinterest in me, but I have no idea why. It's knocked down my self-esteem too much. She goes, I hate every job I do. I wake up upset and go to sleep upset. I have no righteous friends. And when I did, they were people that were mean to me. She goes, I can't and don't want to make friends anymore. I hate speaking to people. I can't seem to find a track in my life. Like I feel so lost and disconnected. I don't want to eat anymore. I struggle to get up or even go to the gym. My face spots won't go away no matter what I use, but they keep getting worse. She goes, I hate my life and everything about it. I feel like I just can't wait to die. I know it's impermissible to think like that. She goes, yeah, man. She's really in a bad place, man. Sister is in a bad place. Okay? So in my head, I was thinking, maybe it's jinn. Maybe she's possessed. Because this is kind of a feeling people usually get. But then she said after she's done ruqya. And, Alhamdulillah, she's been told that she's okay. She deleted her social media. Basically she's in a bad place, man. So, what do you think is the issue here, man? Cause I'll be honest with you, man. Like I used to, before coming to the deen, I used to be depressed, man. Well, I used to have proper depression, man. And but since I come to the deen, I guess it's been gravy.
Alhamdulillah.
So,
Alhamdulillah.
I'm trying to put myself in the sister's shoes. I'm not really.
I don't know. You know what it is, yeah. It's more like at the beginning, like she mentioned, that's how a majority of people are at the beginning. Everyone, you get that. I don't know, that injection boost.
That buzz.
Yeah. What do they call it?
Iman high.
No, there's the medical term. Like, when the person takes it to get that.
Adrenaline.
That's it.
Okay,
it's like that's what it is at the beginning.
Iman, adrenaline.
Yeah, you're doing everything. You can do this. You can walk to the masjid if you're 2 hours away from it. It doesn't make a difference. But like the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, the consistency. That's the hard bit. Everyone can finish the Quran maybe in a week, but can you do it continuously? So that's why the Prophet mentioned that the best thing is that which is continuous, even if it's small. So it's being continuous in your action. So that But it's a normal thing. It does, Iman goes up and down. It's a thing, but not to a level where you're like down, like you're finished, like you're not doing nothing. That's like you have your ups and your downs, but your downs have to be like you're still doing the obligatories. You're staying away from.
Yeah, it can never.
Yeah, like you're
drop below a certain level. There always has to be a threshold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So in that aspect, that's just generally like how we are in it. But maybe one of the things some people do try to search for as well is what they experienced at the beginning. For example, I remember someone mentioned they said at the beginning when they used to pray their salah, it was like wow, it was like you mentioned leather. It was just like they were tasting it. Everything was beautiful, enjoying it. A couple months went by, it became obligatory. They just did it, went and prayed. So what they were seeking was that feeling they had at the beginning, instead of looking at, because you still have to do it regardless if you feel it or not. But what I think, I'm not saying this is that, but some people, maybe it's from the perspective of when the person is doing the action, they feel down, saying, "Oh, I don't feel that. I don't feel." You shouldn't like knock yourself down like that, innit? Like in the sense of you shouldn't look for that feeling, but rather you should continue to learn and grow in your knowledge, because the more you learn, then you experience that, and you knew little. Imagine if you continued on and you learned about what those.
That's very deep. That's very deep, brothers and sisters. I want you to pay attention. Like he's actually touched on something very deep right now. Yeah, look, we find joy in enslaving ourselves to Allah. Okay, like you find sweetness in Iman by enslaving yourself, and that's clear from the Quran. Allah says, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِهِ فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكَ. Anyone who turns away from remembering Allah, who turns away from worshipping Allah, Allah said, فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكَ. Allah's going to make that person live a depressed life. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, for anyone who believes and does righteous actions, فَلَنُحْيِيَنَّ حَيَاةً طَيِّبًا. Allah said, we will make that person, we will certainly make that person live a good life. So Allah tells us, worship brings you happiness. Lack of worship brings you sadness and depression. Do you see what I'm saying? So that means the sister, the problem that she has is there's something wrong with her ibadah.
At the beginning, didn't she mention that I don't read the Quran? What did she say?
She said, I'm fine. Yeah, I don't seek to read the Quran and pray and whatnot. But check this, because if we're saying there's something wrong with her ibadah, what's wrong with it? Okay, you touched on it. Knowledge. Knowledge. She's lacking knowledge with regards to her worship. And let me tell you why this is. I remember I used to look, human beings get bored, akhi.
Yeah, it's true.
When you do something, you get bored. Like for example, let's say I'm not condoning movies. These movies are not permissible to watch with music and women and whatnot. But let's just give the example of a movie, hypothetically. You say you watch a movie and this movie is sick. Like, this movie is banging. You watch it one time, did you enjoy it? Second time, would you enjoy it? But say you watch the movie 10 times, what's going to happen?
It's boring.
You're going to get bored of it, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the same way, I'm not trying to compare movies to the Quran, a'udhu billah, but I'm just trying to make a principle. Say you're praying your salah. The first time Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Like you're in the zone. Yes, all praise and thanks to my Lord of the universes, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the most merciful. Then you learn the hadith of Abu Hurairah when Allah actually responds to you. When you say Alhamdulillah, Allah responds to you. He says, Hamadani Abdi, my servant has praised me. And what you learn, you implement it, right? But the thing is, if you're not growing in your knowledge, you're gonna sadly get bored of what you've learned. So by trying to worship Allah on a basic knowledge, remember the knowledge is what allows you to worship and to have any enjoyment and taste of that worship. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the moment that's all you have, eventually it's like you're watching the same movie. Again, I'm not trying to I'm just trying to say the concept, like same way you're watching the same movie, but there's nothing new, there's no new plot, there's no new nothing. You know what I'm saying? But the Quran is so deep and the hadith of the Prophet is so deep that you'll read the same hadith, but the more sciences of the religion you learn, and then the more you ponder, that same hadith, you can go deep, you can go layers. Like the Quran has multi-layers. You'll see one ayah, you'll go back and oh my days, I never saw that. You'll go back and learn more, and then you'll be like, I never saw it like that. You'll go back and you'll be like, I never saw it like that. So the problem is the people not seeking knowledge, and that's why their worship is weak.
Even the prayers, we pray 2 Fajr, pray 4 Dhuhr, 4 Asr, 3 Maghrib. It's mixed, and it's not all one set of even in what we mentioned in the ruku or sujood. There's different many variations, not just one. You can just say to change it up, to make you alert, not to be like you said, repetitive, and then it becomes something like a workout, or you just memorize and you're not even concentrating. So to change it up and whatnot, and these kind of things, it's like to keep you alert and keep you. So as you mentioned, if you grow in knowledge, the more you read. As Ibn Taymiyyah, he read the Quran 83 times. Every time he read it, he always found something new.
Something new.
So, something.
But then you have to understand, Ibn Taymiyyah. See, people are going to be like, I'm reading the Quran, but I'm not getting it. You don't know the Arabic language. You don't study the Hadith. Now sometimes you'll be studying Hadith and you're like, oh my, because remember the Hadith explained the Quran.
Yeah.
And there's over 1 million narrations out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you're like, oh my days. Okay, so this Hadith links to this ayah here. I never saw it like that.
Yeah.
It's like, how many times do you, sometimes you're reading like Ibn Qayyim and Ibn Taymiyyah, like they're deep like this, yeah. Like Ibn Qayyim will bring something out of an ayah. You're like, I've been reading this ayah my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
like,
true.
Like I've been reading Qul Huwallahu Ahad my whole life, and then what? Where did you grab that from?
Yeah.
But that's because of the knowledge that he had. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you find, brothers and sisters, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاء. The ones who truly fear Allah.
Yeah.
I remember Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah said that you wanna get to Allah, right? You wanna fly to Allah. So you wanna fly to Allah, you need two wings. You need the wing of hope and the wing of fear, right? Fear is essential. But then Allah attributed the fear to who? The people of knowledge. The only ones who really fear Allah are the people who have ilm. So the point I'm trying to make, sister, is that, look, you said you started going to talks, so you were praying tahajjud and you were doing that. So that what you were learning was enabling you to grow and to be, in terms of your spirituality, in a good place. The fact is that you probably plateaued and you stopped learning. You know what I'm saying? So, sister, you need to learn. That's really what it comes down. There's a couple other factors as well. Go on.
With that, now you need momentum, and to gain that momentum, you need friends. You need good company around you. And you mentioned that you met some, you made some friends, but not nice people. It depends. You make friends in the sense of, it's not something that, I don't know how, it's just something natural in the sense of, you go, for example, if you go to classes, you got people doing the same thing that you're doing, in that sense, innit? So if you go there, you went there to learn, they went there to learn, in these places of classes that are going on, or knowledge or Quran circles or whatever it is. So that means they're the kind of people that are, same wavelength as you, same objective as you. They come to learn. If I go to a shoe shop and I meet someone else, he's there to buy shoes. I'm in bed, we talk about shoes. Oh, so it's already like the environment's made for you. If you go there, it's kind of easy just to settle in, and you just there's moments. But it's not like, it's not forced, if that makes sense. You don't have to force it. And there's genuine people out there, for the ones who I don't know where you met those friends, Allahu Alam. But personally, if you was to go to these places of going to classes and going to the daily press, you would meet someone that would be on the same. You'd connect.
This point that you just made about the issue of friends. Like, friends are found in the right place, innit? Like, you're gonna find, if you want righteous friends, you got to go to a righteous environment to find them. For example, he said, go to like circles of knowledge, classes, places where people are reading Quran. It's like I always say to brothers, that you're not gonna find a wife in a club. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
you can, but
you can, but she's not gonna be quality. You know what I'm saying? Or like you're not gonna find a wife on Instagram. This is just putting all the.
You can,
but quality might be like it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The point is, you gotta find, everyone's looking for that wife. You're gonna find she's gonna be covered, and you're gonna find her in her dad's house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No.
You've got to be careful. You can't just walk up in there without that noise. The point is, you have to go to the right places. And even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned something of this nature to the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. Look what Allah said. Allah said, وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُم بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. Allah told the Prophet, be patient. Be patient with those who are calling out to their Lord, making dua to their Lord, worshipping Allah, remembering Him in the morning and the evening. and they're intending the face of Allah. Now pay attention. There's benefits to be taken out of this verse, my sisters. Firstly, does the Prophet need good companionship? I mean, he's the messenger of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? We say have good companionship because they're going to keep you on track. They're going to help you be good. But Allah's telling the Prophet of all people, wasbir nafsaka, be patient with those who remember Allah and worship Him day and night. So even a Prophet is being taught to have good companionship, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not just that, pay attention. Look at this. So not you pay attention.
No.
Them acts.
I'm attention as well. Yeah.
I've seen Allah said wasbir, be patient.
Amr.
Now, okay, yeah, well, it's an amr as well, yeah, it's a command.
Not famous that. Sorry.
But the point I was thinking at was, look, you know when you might think, hanging around with people who are righteous, you might see it as being a bit boring. You know the people who are always praying, always worshipping, always attending classes, memorizing Hadith, Quran, trying to learn Arabic language. They're not going to be the kind of people you can sit with and, hey, so what's the football saying? What's I don't know, Cliff saying on EastEnders. I don't know if there's someone called Cliff on EastEnders. I don't know, I just made it up.
Wow, EastEnders, I
don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they're not the kind of people you're gonna have them kind of conversations with. Their conversation is gonna be like, Akhi, Allah said, Messenger, alayhi something.
So in this chain of narration, this person, they mentioned about,
you see what I'm saying? All day you're talking about this, that. But you need sabr. It's a note of sabr that you need. Like you need to have patience.
There was, I think, Fudayl ibn Iyad or Imam Malik, one of the two. It was one of the two. They mentioned it's better to be patient. It's better to carry rocks with the righteous than to eat good and live lavish with the wicked and evil people.
Subhanallah.
That's what it is. So regardless, that's what the person who's good. Guy not may have TV in his house. All out of maybe, but not into football. These things may look boring from that aspect, but it's better and to be patient because there's benefits from them, and the person gives reminders and he's always learning, and you can go over classes with them, and you can revise, and you can do good and gain good in that aspect and grow. So in that sense, when you're down, the person's there to advise you. As other brothers, they message you. When you don't go class, where was you today? They'll chase you up. That's. When you're down and you think, I don't want to go class today, they ring you, what's up, man? Oh, no, you need to come, man. Whatnot? Oh, you missed today's class, no problem. Just make sure you're there. I'll make sure you're there next time. I'll give you the notes for this time and whatnot. Take it. When you're sick, they'll come and visit you. How have you been, whatnot?
Yeah, man, that's people of righteousness, man.
When you're in debt, they'll come and aid you in that sense and pay. Not only that, the true, when the person is true, you're true in the sense of, for the sake of Allah, not other gains, is after your death, when you're not on this earth. The person reaches out to your family, looks after, takes, if your family's in need of something, they'll provide that service for them if they can and whatnot, and check up and do these kind of things and whatnot. So it's there.
Furthermore, after your death, they're going to benefit you. I think it was either Ibn al-Jawzi, Ibn al-Qayyim said, watch who you make friends with, because they're going to make the front row of your janazah prayer. You're going to have unrighteous people praying your janazah prayer. You want righteous people praying your janazah prayer. They're going to make the front row.
That's it.
Do you see what I'm saying? And wallah, it's true, man. Like, righteous friends, wallah, you get so much from them. Like, recently, we all know someone who's very close to us who is extremely ill. You know what I'm saying? Extremely ill. And this brother, he had a lot of people in his life. Some people of khair, and people of who used to study, and other people who were just like people who just used to be around. We used to always advise this person, be careful who you make friends with. Some people might be friends with you for the wrong reasons, might be around just because of your money or whatever have you. So he had two groups of friends. He had this group and he had that group, but the one he was kind of more with was the people who were like more dunya focused. You see what I'm saying? But when he was ill, when he was in hospital, none of those people were concerned. In fact, even after they found out, didn't even get a single much as a text message to ask how you're doing. But the people who came to visit him every single day, I mean every single day, were the people who used to seek knowledge. Wallahi, I saw it with my own eyes. I saw one brother flew all the way from a different country, right? And he was a person who, seeks knowledge, and everyone else who's just seeking. I just noticed that all these guys study. All the guys who came, they were people who were taking time out to learn and study. And wallahi, that's what happens, because knowledge is the key. It's the ingredient to Iman. It's the foundation of where it all begins. The foundation of our religion is what? La ilaha illallah, right? Everything stems from La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah is the foundation. From it, everything else comes. What did Allah say before He told us to come with La ilaha illallah? He said, فَعْلَمْ, have knowledge, أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا. Then Allah mentioned La ilaha illallah. Knowledge always precedes the action. So, coming back to the sister situation, sister, honestly, wallahi, I would advise you, seek knowledge, okay? Find righteous friends. Like he said, you find these friends in circles of knowledge. And you know what, yeah, they're around. There's circles of knowledge around. I mean, recently, it's true. Sister follows me on Instagram. I'm always posting on Instagram. Like, for example, Ustad Abdurrahman does these intensive, courses. People just don't show up because it's real knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, it's out there. Go get it. Sister mentioned she's from Hounslow. Masjid Furqan, there's classes, regular classes that happen there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These things, there's regular stuff always going on. It's those classes, the ones where you're going to really learn, is the one where there's only a handful of people there.
Yeah.
So like Allah said, fasbir, be patient.
Yeah.
Go out of your way to be in that crowd. You don't know those sisters, force yourself to kind of be with them. And what I'll also do, inshallah, is, because the sister, since she emailed, I'll try and put her in touch with a sister who's from our local community, who's inshallah sister of khair, and she's also, eager to seek knowledge, and I'll try and connect her like that, inshallah.
But I just want to add one more important thing, which is another important, which will aid you as well, and other things, but most I think personally, is you mentioned it that you didn't read the Quran much, and it's a thing of, it's not just you, there's just others, and sometimes the person could become busy. I get busy myself and stuff like that. But the Quran, subhanAllah, is it's the words of our Creator that He sent down to communicate to us. So in that aspect, when you're reading it and you know who spoke it and you reflect, Allah speaking directly to you, so that is between, you don't need no French. Well, you can revise and whatnot, but that's something between you and yourself, and you can read and reflect over it. If this Quran, as Allah mentions, that if it was to be revealed upon a mountain, that it would crumble to dust. So that's a mountain. That's, if you've seen mountains, or you can search it on Google if you haven't. That's why it's a big thing. And if it was revealed on that, then so imagine us who are smaller than a mountain, and not even that strong. Our hearts are, have become that hard that we can't even, reflect and take it in. It's like the Quran is subhanAllah. It's like they say, however much happiness you want, read as much Quran as you want. You want to be this much happy, then read that much Quran. If you want to be that much happy, then read. They say if you want this world, then upon you is to learn the Quran. If you want the hereafter, then upon you is to learn the Quran. So the Quran is something that open all doors for you. It's a key that will open all doors for you, and it's something that, regardless of your situation, if a person, he's low, or his person's feeling that just read the Quran. That it addresses everyone. You're a ruler. Allah mentions, if you're a parent, Allah mentions this. If you're someone in charge of, if you own a business, Allah mentions it. If you're in charge kids, Allah mentions it. Like, everyone is addressed. No one is left out. So if the person who's doing good, Allah, the person who's sinning, Allah, the person who's Christian, Allah mentions, the person who's Jew, Allah mentions, the person, no one is left out. This book is addressing, so that is consistency. Like I mentioned, Ibn Taymiyyah mentioned he read it 83 times, and every time he found something. When you look at it, how many times do we read Fatiha? And in the Quran, there's things that are being repeated so many times. Allah repeats this so many times. It's because the human being is forgetful. Like the brother mentioned, we're forgetful. So you read it, and it'll say, then it's been repeated again, and it's going to be repeated again until it sinks in. So it's like, that is something that, to keep with yourself and consistent every day, just 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, and try to grow from there. No matter, just, 15 minutes of reflecting, okay, wow, okay, who was, okay, talks about the people of Ad. Go search, okay, who were the people of Ad? And then and then go back to it, okay, there were this, and then, oh, no, okay, go a little, like, properly, like, studying, like, not like skimming.
Make it your life.
Yeah,
make it your life.
There's 15 minutes of serious, of like reflecting over it, I promise you, it's just that, subhanAllah, I'm lost for words. I can't. The Quran is just.
There's no way. Yeah.
That is it. Yeah.
It's like Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah said, no one gets to know the Creator except that he forsakes the creation. Meaning, like you don't ever get to know Allah and then pick the creation of Allah over Allah Himself. Do you see what I'm saying? So you don't need the company of any human being when you got the company of Allah. And the same way, Allah is greater than His creation. His speech is greater than His creation. So you don't want to waste time listening to my videos or listening to any other thing when you've got the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But then again, sister, and anyone else who's listening, I can't stress to you enough. If you really want to benefit from the Quran in the way that Brother GED is mentioning, you need to seek knowledge, man. You really do, because you're reading it all day, but you're not understanding it. I mean, Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah, it shocks me till today when I think about it. It's like till now, it shocks me. Imam Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah, he wrote a 7-volume book. Pay attention, 7 volumes. These are not little. These are each volume this big. This big is the book, yeah. On what? On just one ayah. إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Like, imagine if you had access to that. Your salah would never be the same. Like, you would get a taste and a sniff of what the Prophet ﷺ meant when he used to say, you know, that he finds raha, he finds relaxation and peace and tranquility and sakina and serenity in the prayer. We don't find serenity in the prayer because you're saying iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in, but you don't know what it's saying. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's very true, but you need to seek knowledge. And you know, just if I can end on this point, unless you want to add anything extra, is, you know, I remember even me, like, you know, it's true that sweetness of Iman, you feel it and then it disappears, and you feel it and it disappears, right? It goes up and down. So I remember for me, like, when I started practicing, I was just like anyone else, you know. I was ready. I was full mode. I was cutting off everyone. No movies, no music, no girls. And I'm saying, and you feel good, and you feel it's easy, and you just have this feeling. You know what I'm saying? But that feeling, it disappears. Yeah. It started to disappear, and I didn't see it for like 3 years. And I was always trying to search it. I was always trying to get that feeling back. Where did it go? And a while ago, recently, alhamdulillah, that feeling started to return for me. And I didn't understand, like, why it's come. Yeah. I'm studying, I'm seeking knowledge, and it came as a result of it. Now here's something deep. When I was seeking this knowledge, yeah, and I was studying, I remember I went to Ustad Abdul Rahman one time, and I said to him, Ustad, like, we're studying all these things, but it's not making my heart, like, fine. You know, I'm being told seeking knowledge is what's going to make my iman go up, but you know, I'm learning, you know, this ayah is this, and you take this ruling out of it, this halal haram, and this is mutlaq and muqayyid and aam and khas, you know, you're learning these principles of Arabic grammar, and I'm like, these are just, where's the, you know, it's not making my heart soft. It's just, if anything, it's making my heart hard, I would think, because I'm just learning technical things, it's not getting to me. And he used to say, keep doing it, be patient on it, eventually, like, it will drop, it will hit. And then suddenly it did, innit? Do you see what I'm saying? So, but it takes time. The point I'm trying to make is you have to have patience.
It's not
you have to have patience.
Not one day.
You have to have patience. Because I remember, you know, I used to think to myself, how is learning halal haram, how's that going to make my iman go high? And then I came across this poetry, you know, the book that we were doing, Fara'id al-Bihiyya. What did the Imam say? He said, وَبَعْدُ فِي الْعِلْمُ عَظِيمُ الْجَدْوَى لَسِيَمَ الْفِقْهُ أَسَاسُ التَّقْوَى. He said that studying fiqh and qawaid al-fiqhiyya, he goes, it's a great science, it's a great knowledge to learn. He said it is asasu taqwa. Now what's taqwa? Taqwa is that piety, that consciousness, that feeling that knowing Allah is watching me at all times and I'm scared to do anything wrong and I'm always obeying Him. But he said fiqh, in other words, learning halal and haram, is the foundation for taqwa. And wallahi, it's true. Because throughout that whole time in my life, even though I didn't necessarily feel my iman like some spiritual high, but I started to obey Allah more. My beard started to grow. My trousers were above my ankles. I started to, like, okay, this is halal, it's haram. And eventually, like, it's like you're setting these boundaries in place. Yeah. And the more you just carry on, it just becomes like it just becomes sweetness.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
No. It's true.
It's hard. It's like they say, you gotta know it. You gotta experience it to know it, innit?
Yeah, but it's patience. Yeah,
It's
but
patience.
all those components, inshallah, those definitely.
Inshallah. Well, I just recommend to the sister and everyone else who's watching, if you guys do want to study and so on and so forth, that we have an option for you, an alternative, which is Muslim Survival Guide. It's an online Islamic studies program that we put together specifically for young brothers and sisters who want to study their religion, and you may not have access otherwise. So go to the link below, check it out, and hopefully Brother GED will have some other stuff with you, inshallah. Take care of yourselves. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Go to the link below, Muslim Survival Guide.